this has like a Saturday morning cartoon feel to it. It was pretty cool. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Jentry Chau versus the Underworld. It's a Netflix animated show, 13 episodes. They're like 30 minutes each. Right off the back, it's a banging soundtrack. I was really vibing with the soundtrack. The last episode, they have this song called Silhouette. I had to look it up. It's really dope. Anyway, we follow this character named Jentry. When we meet her, she is celebrating her birthday. She lives in Korea. She's hanging out doing karaoke with her friends, having a good time. And then this monster attacks her. She activates her powers. She doesn't really know how to use them. While she's fighting, she was on the phone with Gugu, who's like her great aunt. And Gugu has powers. So she travels there real fast, handles the monster, and they keep the monster. We'll talk about him later. Anyway, Gugu brings her back to Texas to teach her how to use her abilities. This Moy guy, demon named Mr. Chang, is out to kill Jentry and take her powers. Jentry lived in Texas when she was a kid, but she kind of caused a fire and Gugu sent her off to Korea. Anyway, it has the Saturday morning feel because you start running into all these other characters and they play a part in Gentry's story and in Gentry's life. So you have Michael, she grew up with him, and you could tell they kind of have a little thing, but Michael is dating someone else and he, you know, really cares about his girlfriend, and she does show up as well in the story and hits it off with Gentry. You have Kit. Kit is new in town and he hits it off with Gentry right away. Whenever they talking, it slows down. You see the hearts around them and they stare at each other. So they really like each other, but he's also a little weird. Ed is the monster that attacked her in the beginning. He is not scary at all, and he's kind of like the comic relief sidekick of Gentry. She brings him to school, takes him on trips and stuff like that. He's a funny guy, and people seem to enjoy him around. Google takes care of Gentry, shows her all these different abilities. She dies in like the first episode trying to protect Gentry, and she becomes like this ghost that's hanging around. It's a bunch of other ghosts that lives in Gugu's house, and she's just there to train Gentry, but she's also hiding things from Gentry. Each episode, Gentry is doing something based around school, and then it's some demon stuff that she has to do with Gugu. And she's trying to uncover what happened to her parents, how she got these powers, and sometimes Mr. Chang is in the way. Sometimes Gugu is in the way, hiding stuff. And Gentry is trying to figure out who she is, you know, while dealing with these new powers that she's trying to control, destroying this demon, finding her parents, things like that. She wants answers and she doesn't really have them. There's also things going on in school because her powers may activate, but the people around her don't seem too scared. Like, she brings Ed around and they know Ed is a demon and stuff, but Ed is cool. Ed has Instagram and he's being real popular. So like each character that you come across means something to Gentry, and things happen like in this story. Like I said, Gugu dies really fast, and it's like a shocking death. She gets like stabbed in the stomach. You're like, oh, was not expecting that. But she sticks around throughout the story as a ghost, and it was fun, and it had that Saturday morning feel. You're each episode you're dealing with some other type of story, but the characters remain the same, and they're having a good time, and they're trying to understand Gentry and figure out their place in her life. And I was like, this is cool. Not to mention, cool action. When she gets her powers going and she has the fire going, Gugu can fight. She got all these different types of weapons. The action is pretty solid. So Jentry Chau versus the Underworld, it's a solid Netflix watch. If you're looking for something quick, you don't have to, pay attention too much. It's a solid show to check out. If you watched it, let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.